Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to my WWE 205 Live review for April 18th, 2017. And I know I missed the review last week, but I actually technically did review the show. If you want to know what I thought of last week's episode, click right at the link up here. Because that's where I talked about last week's episode. And, you know, I gotta be honest, my viewing experience watching 205 Live every week has definitely changed now because of the fact that I was there last week. And oh man, is it different watching it actual live than watching it on the WWE network. It's completely different. It's like it was completely new. It was so I think watching it this week, I definitely noticed some changes. I noticed how they darkened up the arena, except for like the kind of the front crowd, so they can see like nobody's there. They definitely pump in some crowd noise, so it definitely hurts my viewing experience. 205 Live, I think, kind of is. I never thought it was the greatest show. I always thought it, I thought this week's episode was alright. I would maybe rate it into like an alright episode because it had some good storylines on it. It had some, it had some things I liked. It had matches I liked, but it's kind of hard for me to care because I think the problem is that they need to air this show before SmackDown because people go to these shows for SmackDown. And if you keep airing this show right after SmackDown, people are going to leave because they don't want to stay for the rest of it. They go there to SmackDown and then they leave. So, yeah. But now that I've kind of addressed those things, let me talk about this week's episode. I actually have to pull it up on my notes, so just give me a second. I didn't really plan on this happening. Okay, got it. Alright, so we had Corey Graves and Tom Phillips on commentary for the show. We had the first match. It was Akira Tozawa versus Tony Nese. Thought this was a good, solid opening matchup. They both start chain wrestling each other. Eventually, Tony Nese gets the upper hand with a wicked elbow to the face. And then he dominates the matchup for a while. During the match, the Brian Kendrick comes out to watch. And Akira Tozawa starts to make his comeback. He hits a suicide dive right on the outside. And then Kendrick tries to screw him over because Tony Nese had him wrapped up in the corner. And he goes to take a cheap shot, but he gets caught by the referee. So then this distracts Tony Nese. Akira Tozawa rolls him up for the win. And afterwards, Tony Nese is upset about this. Kendrick's like, look, let's just work together to take him out. Kendrick goes to do so, but Tony Nese clubs him from behind. And then Akira Tozawa gets on the mic and says, "This is lesson number 3. Always have eyes in the back of your head." And yeah, I didn't mind this because I kind of like it. It's kind of like Akira Tozawa's finally getting his revenge on the Brian Kendrick because Kendrick's been kind of getting into his head for weeks, and this is kind of a way of all of Kendrick's mind games catching up to him. So I don't mind this too much, and I do like the feud between Akira Tozawa and the Brian Kendrick. And I hope it blows off at the Payback kickoff show. And as for Tony Nese, what happened to his push? I remember he was getting a push for a while there. They were really kind of featuring him a lot, and they kind of felt like they slacked off on it these past few weeks. I don't even remember the last time I saw him wrestle. So, yeah. Then next, Rich Swann comes out to cut a promo, and he goes to get on the mic, and then Alicia Fox comes out. Noam Dar comes out. I'm just going to I really didn't care about this segment, so pretty much what happens is Alicia Fox comes out and reveals that she was just using Noam Dar, so she tells him to leave and says that they were through, and then, she wants to get with Swann because he's been getting her all the gifts. And we found out that the reason he's been fucking with them is because she met he wanted to show the person that she really was, because she did the same thing that she did to Noam Dar to his good friend Cedric Alexander, and then that was it. And then Alicia Fox says, "I don't mind being single. I like being single," and then that was it. The reason why I don't want to cover this is because the segment was bad. But the one good thing that probably came out of this segment is this is finally the end of this whole Alicia Fox storyline. I really hope so, because this storyline sucked. Now the question I also have though is like, Noam Dar comes off as a babyface, and I don't think they're turning him face, but I mean, you gotta feel bad for him, right? You know, even though you can technically say that he stole Alicia Fox away from Cedric Alexander. I mean, who even knows if it was really his fault, because of the way they made Alicia Fox seem to be. And then, you know, he does all this stuff for her. He really tried to wow her, and then all of a sudden she just kind of turns on him. What a bitch. And then, you know, he actually was with this one girl, and then Rich Swann ruined it for him. So Rich Swann destroyed a relationship too. I guess him being a babyface, I think what would have happened if Cedric Alexander was healthy, he probably would have been the one that did all this stuff. But since he got injured, they threw Rich Swann in there. But yeah, I really hope that Rich Swann can kind of recover from this, because I do think he's good. And I did like him when he was Cruiserweight Champion, even though he was kind of a bland Cruiserweight Champion. Well, he wasn't bland, but he was kind of, you know, a weird Cruiserweight Champion. But I would like to see him get back to where he could be fighting for the Cruiserweight Championship. And Noam Dar, because I don't think they should have a reason to continue this feud, because the whole feud was about Alicia Fox, and now she's kind of out of the picture. So I really hope that this finally ended that Alicia Fox storyline. But then we had the next match. It was Mustafa Ali versus Ariya Daivari. And Ariya Daivari is kind of like a high-class citizen now, because it showed him arriving earlier today in a nice sports car. He has gold chains now, and I thought that was pretty cool. He even asked him for a tip. He's like, as long as you don't scratch my car, you can get a tip, which I thought was funny. And we had the match here. I actually enjoyed the match. It was good. It was nice back and forth action. Mustafa Ali goes for an inverted 450. I should say this match was good. It was all right. And Drew Gulak comes out, and he has a bullhorn. He says, "No flying." He had like this catchphrase that he was saying, and this distracts Mustafa Ali, and this allows Ariya Daivari to throw him off the turnbuckle and hit a hammerlock clothesline for the win. And afterwards, Drew Gulak says that the reason why he did what he did is he doesn't have anything against Mustafa Ali, but he wants to change the direction of 205 Live, and he can't be doing all this high flying stuff. So I like this. I like this new. I like what they're doing with Drew Gulak. I think it's pretty good. So it's good. And then we have T.J. Perkins versus Austin Aries. This was the match of the night. Austin Aries dominates the first half of the matchup. T.J. Perkins starts to eventually take over. Austin Aries, and then it starts to become back and forth. T.J. Perkins starts to work over the knee of Austin Aries. Aries hits a heat-sickened missile. Then eventually Aries wins with the discus firebomb, which makes sense because he's fighting for the Cruiserweight title at Payback. Can't have him lose. Then afterwards, Neville comes out, and Aries and Neville get into a brawl. Aries gets him into the last chancery, but T.J. Perkins takes out his knee and hits a detonation kick on him. And then Neville gets him into the Rings of Saturn. And yeah, that was it. I thought this was good, made Neville look dominant. So like I said, 205 Live had some good stuff on it, but it still was just an average show. It just felt very average. The Mustafa Ali Ariya Daivari match wasn't anything special. The Rich Swann segment with Alicia Fox and Noam Dar was terrible. Akira Tozawa versus Tony Nese I thought was good, but wasn't anything special. But I do like the feud between Kendrick and Tozawa. And I like what they did with Drew Gulak. I like what they did. I like the main event. But this whole show just felt really average. But whatever. So I'm going to give this show a 5 out of 10. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to check out my other YouTube channels like CM Brothers, Owen the Talkinator, and this channel as well. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.